All right, first and foremost, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Makakudash, double honor to the elders of GMS Ruel, to like Akim on the four corners, pushing the truth and sincerity. Peace be unto you, Shalom. All right, this lesson is we want to get into, start with this verse in Colossians chapter 2 and verse 8. It says, beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain after the rudiments of the world and not after Hamashiach. So, how do you be aware? How would you even know what are the traditions of men and what are the rudiments of the world and what is actually in the Bible? How would you even know that? Only way you would know that is if you actually read the Bible. So you know what's in it and what's not in it. And you actually, and depending on where you at, you got to sit down and have somebody teach you. And we all have somebody teach us at some point. They get to a point where you kind of really, the Spirit is moving, teaching you stuff yourself. But you have to know what are the traditions of men. And so now, if you are not aware of the Bible, you go to the your Christian church, follow what your pastors say, they're only reading you, like 5 verses tops every Sunday, and faith, which they don't even know what that's about either. Faith is the faith that was delivered unto the saints. All the promises that was put in this Bible. But you're not learning anything. So, and they stay in the New Testament. They don't read you nothing in the Old Testament. Goliath, Noah, the Ark, and there was a Exodus flood, and that's it. That's all you're gonna know about the Old Testament. And Adam and Eve. And Adam ate an apple, and they both ate an apple. But that's all you'll know. So if that's all you know, I could come with you and say anything. I could come to you with any tradition. And that's what the Christian church is full of traditions. And you got to watch out for do a more in-depth video about it with visualizations. A lot of people, they are a half-ass Christian is the worst thing. I'll even give a full-blown, I know the Bible at least Christian over somebody who's a half-ass Christian, only know 2 verses and that's it. Because what happens is, especially, with women and with men too, what happens is you'll come across somebody, like for instance, they'll come across us. We'll tell you what's in the Bible. Oh, they won't believe it. But then they got a half-ass understanding. So anything we say, what Bible is that? Was that the King James Version? What is that? So they don't believe it. But then they start, especially women, start networking with other women. Finding out, you want to level up, black girl magic, black excellence. And then you find, a group of black women who business, and find out, she's grooming you that she's an Eastern Star. And she's telling you, oh, it's good, you gotta ride the horse and all these other buzzwords. And then what she'll do is she'll invite you, I think they call them lodges, or whatever they call them, to her lodge. Get to the lodge, and you get this. There's a ceremonial ritual that's going on. There's a ceremonial ritual that's going on, and they got candles and stuff like that. You get creeped out because they invoking all these spirits, but they're reading you a few Bible verses. So you feel weird because you hear. You feel weird because all this rituals and stuff and the stuff that they wearing, but they reading a few Bible verses. Say, okay, all right, they believe in God at least. And then you don't want to interrupt them because it's a ritual. So you feel obligated to stay with them because you went this far, you were invited and everything. But let us teach you out on the streets. Oh, you interrupted us all day. But because you in the lodge now and the secrets and stuff like that, and you part of the sisterhood, you don't want to interrupt another woman. So now all of a sudden, now you done sold your soul to Satan, and you don't even realize you know it. You would know not to be a part of that or even be enticed to that. So now that person can tell you anything. Now he can tell you, okay, now here's the real Bible. Now here's the real this. Because people do not know what the hell why they even do stuff that they do. They don't know why they celebrate Christmas. They don't know this stuff. They don't know why they just doing it just out of tradition. The tradition could be satanic. The tradition could be invoking spirits, and that's exactly what it is. You got this tree that's an idol, but you don't care because it's traditions. Read the Bible. The Bible will tell you not to do that. But you won't follow what God says. So now you can play this on somebody who don't know the Bible, and that's exactly what they're banking on you not knowing the Bible, not reading the Bible. That's why the Bible, none of that. So the Church of Berea, what do? They studied. They didn't just believe everything Paul said. Because you can twist this Bible to twist, or you can twist this Bible to say a whole lot of crazy stuff. You can twist this Bible to say, to push a lot of different agendas, wicked agendas. That's why you gotta study this. So you just can't just fall for anything. There's people that tell you that, hey, the MOTB, that's not the CHIP. The MOTB, that's Christianity. The MOTB, so that's sleeping with. The MOTB, that's an embargo. You have to really, really study this thing and know what is tradition and what is of the Most High. I've had some family members that ask me some very stupid questions, and it just shows that you don't know anything. The Bible tells you, man should not lie with another man. It's an abomination. But the tradition of men tell you, okay, ain't nothing wrong with that. Matter of fact, you might some frat houses and sororities are saying, yeah, you can do that. But guess what? You won't know. Because you don't read the Bible. You don't got time to read the Bible. I can tell you right now, in the land right now, those are the Jews. And you following the traditions of man because you was told that. So beware. Because a lot of you have already been spoiled through philosophy and vain deceits. Anyways, on that note, I want to give all praise and glory into Yahweh by Shema Kakudash. Double honors to the elders of GMS Ruel. Peace and salutations. Shalom.